In recent weeks, the relationship between Donald Trump and the social media app TikTok has taken some strange turns. What started as a fierce battle to ban the app over national security concerns now seems to be veering into unexpected territory, with Trump now stalling a law requiring the app's parent company, ByteDance, to divest from it. To understand what's going on here, we need to take a closer look at how Trump has shifted his stance on TikTok and what might be driving his actions. Back in 2020, Trump declared TikTok a national security threat. His administration raised alarms over the app's ties to China, fearing that it was a tool for espionage or data collection by the Chinese government. In a move to force ByteDance to sell TikTok's US operations, Trump issued an executive order pushing for the app's removal from the American market unless it was divested to a US company. The main target of this push was to get TikTok's operations away from Chinese control, citing risks to national security, foreign policy, and even the US economy. Fast forward to today, and we find ourselves in a completely different scenario. Now, the former president, in his role as a private citizen, has taken actions that seem to protect the interests of TikTok and its parent company, ByteDance. Trump recently stepped in, delaying the mandated divestment deadline set by Congress for January 2025, despite a law that Congress passed last year giving ByteDance until that date to separate from TikTok. According to the law, the president can grant a 90-day extension under certain conditions, like if there's progress on the divestiture process. However, Trump's delay has raised eyebrows because there's little to no progress toward a sale. In fact, the US Supreme Court ruled last week that Congress was fully within its rights to enforce the severing of ties between TikTok and China, essentially stating that the divestment order stands. Still, Trump has issued a stay, extending the deadline by 75 days without any concrete steps being taken. This change in Trump's position has sparked a lot of questions about what's really going on behind the scenes. For starters, Trump has long had ties to influential figures who could benefit from TikTok's continued existence, such as Oracle's Larry Ellison and, more recently, Tesla's Elon Musk. Both of these figures have ties to Trump, with Musk being one of his high-profile backers. Musk, with his immense wealth and strong business interests in China, has been outspoken in his support for Trump's stance on various issues, including the potential future of TikTok. But there's more to this than just business ties. Trump's decision may also be politically motivated. Many believe that his support for TikTok could be driven by a desire to harm his political rivals. Mark Zuckerberg and Facebook are often seen as a major competitor to TikTok, and Trump's criticism of Zuckerberg is no secret. Earlier this year, Trump posted on his social media platform Truth Social saying that if TikTok were banned, Facebook would double their business, further cementing the rivalry between the two. On top of that, there are reports suggesting that Trump has a personal vendetta against Zuckerberg, calling him Zuckerschmuck, a derogatory term for the Facebook CEO. This isn't the first time we've seen Trump target his political enemies in such a manner. But beyond personal animosity, Trump also has to consider his political future. His actions with TikTok could be seen as a play for younger voters, especially after a recent shift in the political landscape. While Trump lost the under-30 vote in the last election, he did make inroads with certain groups, especially younger men. Trump has hinted that TikTok played a role in his appeal to the youth demographic, suggesting that the platform helped him connect with voters who might otherwise be indifferent or opposed to his political agenda. Yet, despite these shifting demographics, public opinion on TikTok remains divided. According to recent polls, a majority of Americans and Republicans support a ban on the app. But younger voters, who are heavy users of the platform, are staunchly opposed to any moves to shut it down. The 41-29 split among younger voters with opposition to the ban. suggests that Trump could be trying to balance national security concerns with the reality that TikTok is popular among his base, especially in the youth demographic. Meanwhile, there's also speculation that Trump's actions could be motivated by broader geopolitical factors. Before his inauguration, Trump hinted at the possibility of turning TikTok into a joint venture between the United States and China. This idea was floated just hours before he took office, creating more confusion about his true stance on the issue. As of late, Trump has even mentioned discussions with Chinese President Xi Jinping, hinting that TikTok was a part of those talks. Trump described his talks with Xi as part of a broader effort to balance trade and address issues like fentanyl, suggesting that the app's future could be tied to these larger geopolitical considerations. Trump's stance has drawn criticism from both sides of the political spectrum. Senator Tom Cotton, a Republican from Arkansas, made it clear that the law passed by Congress was crystal clear. ByteDance must divest from TikTok and sever all ties with the Chinese government. Cotton has long been an outspoken critic of China, and his upcoming book titled 7 Things You Can't Say About China suggests that he has no intention of letting Trump's latest actions slide. The question now is whether Trump's efforts to intervene on TikTok's behalf are part of a larger strategic plan, or if they are simply a result of his personal and political interests aligning with certain business and financial backers. There's no denying that money and power play a major role in this situation. As we've seen with figures like Jeff Yass, a major investor in both ByteDance and Trump's media company, financial interests are undoubtedly a driving force behind some of the decisions being made here. As the situation unfolds, we're likely to see more twists and turns, especially as the deadline for TikTok's divestment looms. Whether or not Trump's involvement will help or hurt the app's future in the US remains to be seen, but it's clear that this story is far from over. What's certain is that TikTok's fate is now inextricably linked to a web of politics, business interests, and personal grudges, and how that plays out will have a lasting impact on the app, its users, and the broader tech landscape. I'm curious to hear what you all think about this whole situation. Do you think Trump's actions are in the best interest of national security, or are there other factors at play? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Legacy Lens for more updates.